Did the gods of ancient civilizations really come from the sky? They descended from the sky, gave humans knowledge, established laws, and vanished toward the stars. They were called gods. But we ask, were they truly gods? Or were they visitors from the sky? This question is not a mere product of imagination. All over the world, ancient civilizations have left behind architectural wonders, hieroglyphs, and mythological depictions so detailed and so similar to one another that we cannot help but wonder. Why did gods in every civilization descend from the sky? Why did they control fire? And why were they always associated with stars? Let us now explore the true identity of the gods recorded by ancient civilizations. Around 3000 BCE in Mesopotamia rose the Sumerian civilization. They developed the world's first cities, writing systems, legal codes, and irrigation agriculture. A culture so advanced it is often called the first true civilization. Among the many clay tablets they left behind, there are not just mundane records, but astonishing depictions of gods who allegedly created humanity and bestowed knowledge upon them. At the center of these stories are the Anunnaki, a name that means those who came down from the heavens to the earth. To the Sumerians, they were transcendent beings who brought civilization. Ancient texts such as the Enuma Elish, the Atrahasis epic state that the Anunnaki created humans as a substitute for their own labor. This idea is curiously similar to the Genesis story, in which man is formed from clay by divine hands. One especially intriguing detail, some Sumerian tablets depict the solar system with 11 celestial bodies orbiting the sun, and even include a 12th unidentified object whose existence is still debated today. Based on this, Zecharia Sitchin wrote The 12th Planet, asserting that these beings came from a planet called Nibiru, located beyond our solar system. Though his claims have been heavily criticized in academic circles, the astronomical precision found in many of the tablets remains hard to dismiss. For example, the Sumerians recorded the length of a day, the span of a year, planetary cycles, and even the orbital periods of the Moon and Venus. How did people from thousands of years ago, with only the naked eye and rudimentary tools, manage to gather such precise astronomical knowledge? If the knowledge was indeed given to them, then who or what were those beings? Egyptian civilization was one filled with precision and symbolism that transcended time. The pyramids were not merely tombs. They may have been colossal observatories symbolizing a connection with the heavens. The three pyramids of Giza are aligned with true north with a deviation of less than 0.05 degrees, and their layout is said to match exactly with the Orion's Belt constellation in the night sky. This structure is far too meticulous to be mere coincidence. Architect Robert Bauval in the Orion Mystery claims that the pyramid's alignment perfectly matches the position of Orion's Belt around 10,500 BCE. Furthermore, internal passages within the pyramids are aligned with Sirius and Orion, and the Egyptians believed that Osiris and Isis were gods associated with these stars respectively. In addition, some Egyptian temples were designed so that on specific days, sunlight would precisely illuminate the face of a statue, and the cycle of Sirius aligned exactly with the timing of the Nile River's flooding. Sirius was called the Star of Sopdet in Egypt, and its first annual appearance just before sunrise marked the beginning of the Egyptian calendar year. In other words, the Egyptians designed their entire civilization based on the stars. Although their works were dedicated in the name of the gods, at the foundation of it all was astronomical knowledge and a connection to the heavens. So we ask again, where did this knowledge come from? And were the pyramids merely tombs, or could they have been messages for those who came from the sky or designs for communication with them? One of the most mysterious figures in the Mayan civilization was Quetzalcoatl, the feathered serpent. He is described as descending from the sky to grant humanity civilization and wisdom, and prophesied that he would one day return. With the body of a serpent and feathers of a bird, he symbolized a being that connected the earth and sky. But Quetzalcoatl does not only appear in the Mayan world. The Toltecs, Aztecs, Zapotecs, and Mixtecs, civilizations across Central America, with different languages and customs, all worship similarly described flying gods. This commonality is remarkable. Some scholars even suggest that Quetzalcoatl may not have been just a mythical being, but an actual historical figure. He is occasionally described as a man with white skin, a beard, and wearing long robes, which led native peoples in the 16th century to believe that the arriving Spanish conquistador, Hernán Cortés, was the returning Quetzalcoatl himself. Mayan architecture also shows deep connections with this deity. The El Castillo Pyramid at Chichen Itza, for example, is designed so that during the spring and autumn equinoxes, the shadow of a serpent seems to slither down the steps at sunset. This is not a coincidence. It is a structure that could not have been realized without precise astronomical calculations and knowledge of optics. The Mayans also developed highly accurate calendar systems based on astronomical observations, tracking solar cycles, sunspots, and even the orbits of Venus and Mars. They used these insights to determine ritual timing and agricultural schedules. They believed that the position of the stars revealed messages from the gods, and that flying beings from the heavens were divine. Was the being they believed in merely a symbol, or could it have been a memory of something they truly witnessed descending from the sky thousands of years ago? The ancient Indian epics, Ramayana and Mahabharata, are not just myths, they are grand epics containing the cosmic imagination and experiences of early humanity. At the center of them lies the flying vehicle known as the Vimana. The Vimana is not just a symbol. Its structure, method of flight, and even aerial battle scenes are described in such detail that they resemble modern depictions of fighter jets or spacecraft. In the Ramayana, Prince Rama returns with Sita from Ravana's airborne fortress on a flying chariot called Pushpaka Vimana. Pushpaka is said to fly autonomously, follow the will of its rider, and carry many passengers while still flying freely in the sky. Even more astonishing is the technical description of Vimanas found in a document called Vimanika Shastra, Vimanika Shastra. Though discovered in the early 20th century, its content is said to be based on ancient Sanskrit writings. This text includes items such as mercury rotation devices, the core of the propulsion system using spinning mercury to generate lift, magnetic control systems for steering and altitude adjustment, heat-resistant alloys such as Rakta Loha, red metal, transparent dome cockpits, multi-layered fuel structures, and thermal detection equipment to track enemies. These descriptions partly resemble modern aerospace technology. Because of their detail, in 2015, a governmental body under the Indian Ministry of Science and Technology even provided small-scale research funding related to the Vimana concept. Of course, the authenticity and interpretation of this document are debated among scholars. Some believe it to be a modern fabrication from the 20th century, but others point out that traditional depictions of Vimanas had been passed down orally long before that. What matters most is this: the fact that such a detailed and technical concept of flying vehicles existed in ancient Indian civilization at all. Were Vimanas merely mythical vehicles of the gods, or were they remnants of ancient lost technology, or even fragments of memory left behind by visitors from the sky? The Anunnaki of Sumer, Osiris of Egypt, Devas of India, Zeus of Greece, the Dragon of China, and Quetzalcoatl of the Maya. These beings originated from different regions with distinct languages and cultures, yet they share astonishingly similar symbolism. They all descended from the sky and wielded fire, imparted wisdom, and then returned to the heavens. Their appearances may differ across time, but the manner of their arrival and actions are strikingly similar. Blazing light cutting through the sky, beings who teach humanity and vanish, recurring sacred motifs of light, fire, wings, serpents, and dragons. Why is this so? Mythologist Joseph Campbell, in his book, The Hero with a Thousand Faces, claimed that all myths share a common archetype. According to him, humanity sought to understand existence by projecting its awareness through universal symbols. But the scope of these similarities is so vast that it is hard to dismiss them as mere coincidence born of imagination. For instance, the dragon in Chinese myth flies through the heavens and brings rain, symbolizing celestial authority. Quetzalcoatl of the Maya is a feathered serpent who connects the earth and sky as a divine intermediary. The Anunnaki of Sumer are those who descended from the sky, granting wisdom and order to humankind. Furthermore, nearly every civilization states that the gods came from the stars. They made the stars their home, traveled down paths in the sky, and constructed altars and temples aligned to the positions of these stars. Is this merely coincidence? Or did humanity witness some real entity long ago and then encode that memory into shared symbolic language? Today we dismiss myth as fiction, but the ancients called it memory. Let us ask again, why did all gods come from the sky? And why did they resemble each other so closely? If they were mere symbols, then why have they not vanished even after thousands of years? All around the world, there are ancient structures that even modern technology struggles to explain. We call them mysteries, but within them lies a level of precision beyond what humans, thousands of years ago, were believed to be capable of. The most prominent example is Baalbek in Lebanon. There, three massive stones known as the Trilithon are placed horizontally and fit together perfectly. Each stone weighs over 1,000 tons, a weight difficult even for today's most powerful cranes to move. On top of those are additional stone blocks. This means the builders didn't just move the stones, they aligned and balanced them vertically with incredible precision, and how they did it remains unexplained. The Egyptian pyramids are aligned with a margin of error less than 0.05 degrees, and their stones are so precisely fitted that not even a piece of paper can slide between them. The same goes for Machu Picchu and Ollantaytambo in Peru and Pumapunku in Bolivia. Stones in these places appear to have been cut with laser-like precision, and the interlocking joints are so exact that even modern stonemasons marvel at them. Despite frequent earthquakes in the regions, these structures have endured for thousands of years without shifting even slightly. This suggests that mere tools and manpower were not enough. There's also the Nazca lines in Peru, geoglyphs stretching for kilometers across a high plain whose full shapes can only be seen from the sky. Even today, such designs would be difficult to execute without aerial observation. According to geologists, some of these sites show evidence of extreme heat dust in shaping the stones, and others display vibration patterns in the stone alignment. This suggests that ancient builders may have used some form of heat-based or vibrational technology beyond our understanding. So we return to the question, were these magnificent structures really built by human hands at the time? Or are they remnants of forgotten technologies or evidence left behind by those who walked this earth before us? Ancient wall paintings and artifacts from civilizations all over the world frequently feature forms we still struggle to interpret. Among them, the most startling are those that resemble flying objects. At the Abydos Temple in Egypt, hieroglyphs appear to show a helicopter, fighter jet, and even something resembling a spaceship. Some claim these were caused by overlapping carvings during renovations, but the intricate harmony of the shapes has led others to insist they were intentional. On the lid of the sarcophagus at the Palenque Temple in Mexico, a figure is depicted seated in what looks like a cockpit. Beneath his feet is what resembles a flame-emitting apparatus. His hands grasp control sticks, and his head is encased in a helmet-like structure. In the Kimberley region of Australia, rock art depicts large-headed, big-eyed figure wearing what appear to be helmets descending from the sky. They are called Wangina. Even today, Aboriginal people believe they are their ancestors from the heavens and avoid erasing or touching the paintings. Moreover, some ancient artifacts show long, blimp-like objects hovering above people's heads or show flames descending from the sky and people being taken. That these images appear across so many civilizations with little or no direct contact makes it difficult to attribute to mere coincidence or imagination. They were called gods, but they came from the sky, gave us wisdom, and returned to the heavens. If they were truly gods, why do they no longer appear? And if they were visitors we have forgotten, did we miss our chance to know them? Or are they waiting for the right moment to return? The answer to this question is still hidden in ancient stone and between the stars in the sky.